claim that. This amendment would help to keep the lights on for Americans across the country. Right now, we know the EPA is pushing environmental standards and alternative energy while simultaneously discouraging the use of traditional fuel sources without, I believe, really understanding the real-world impact that this has on people across the country for energy security, including my constituents in Iowa. It's unacceptable that Midwesterners are threatened by rolling blackouts this summer during times of record high heat because the EPA is jumping the gun on getting rid of baseload energy production before our alternative energy supply can help support the nation's demand. Trust me when I say I'm very supportive of alternative energy strategies. I am proud to represent Iowa, one of the leading states in alternative energy production like wind and solar, not to mention biofuels. More than half of our energy produced in the state of Iowa is from renewable sources, and that is something for Iowans to be very proud of. But Iowa is only able to generate this efficient energy because we are an outlier. We view alternative energy as a supplement, not as a replacement to our traditional energy generation methods. Unfortunately, this administration seems determined to make traditional energy the enemy. They have been discouraging fossil fuel energy production without considering how much we depend on these sources. We can't just pull the rug out from underneath our constituents. Last year, U.S. Climate Energy Envoy John Kerry announced that the Biden administration's goal of rolling back traditional power sources was moving forward. And what did we see happen? Power plants closed, energy production and capacity dropped, and the Midwestern grid is in dire straits. The Midwest saw an unprecedented number of closures, leaving the regional electric grid strained. I've heard from countless constituents that they are receiving warnings from their utility providers that when the temperatures get too hot this summer, they can expect major blackouts. This will threaten public safety. So my amendment will simply ensure that the EPA is actually taking into consideration our energy supply needs and preventing power outages. It is important for every single one of our constituents. We need the assurance that the EPA understands the impact that its policies will have. You can support clean energy innovation and research while still understanding that the reality is we just aren't there yet, and Americans just can't be waiting in the dark. This isn't about the environment. This is about making sure homes, hospitals, schools, grocery stores, and other essential buildings and facilities don't lose power. Americans should not be worried about how to keep their families safe during blackouts this summer. So I encourage my colleagues to please support this amendment to simply remind the EPA that our baseload energy supply must remain stable and supported as it sets its sights on ambitions for a greener future. Thank you, Madam Chair. I yield back.